All right, mythology students, our final reading of the Iliad before we get into the Odyssey in our next unit, the fall of Troy. Philoctetes, Pyrrhus, and Odysseus have returned um, to Greek camp and they are ready to fight. Pyrrhus, the son of Achilles. Um, we see him, and we have to keep in mind he's a 10-year-old boy at this time. Although he looks twice his age, he's still a 10-year-old boy. And when he gets to war at first and he has his first kill, we see him really shaken up by it. We see him really kind of devastated and not know how to react. And Odysseus and Philoctetes make note of this and they withhold him from the next battle, which actually infuriates Pyrrhus. He becomes absolutely enraged, and from this moment on, Pyrrhus went into battle and became even more bloodthirsty and more of a savage than his father Achilles was. So that's kind of how he's changed throughout. We've seen him kind of have a similar rage like his father, except on a greater scale. He proves himself capable of fighting by simply going and winning many challenging battles. He does single missions where he goes and raids temples, and he has no real remorse for the people he kills after his first kill. It's even said that he kills women and children and claims that enemies are enemies. Um, Wanted to make a quick note before we talk about the battle with Prince Paris, but Pyrrhus, he doesn't want to be known as Pyrrhus anymore. He thinks that's a childish name, so Odysseus gives him the new name of Neoptolemus, which means new war. He thinks Pyrrhus is like the old war. Achilles was the old war, and if he's known by Pyrrhus, he's known as the son of Achilles. So he doesn't want to be known as that anymore. He wants to be known as Neoptolemus, which means new war, and that kind of symbolizes the new kind of bloodthirsty, savage fighting techniques that he brings. So going into this battle with Paris, a lot of people would think that it was Pyrrhus that destroyed Paris, since Paris is the one that killed Pyrrhus's father, but it's actually Philoctetes that goes to battle with Prince Paris. And Philoctetes comes out victorious using the bow and arrows of Heracles, just like the prophecy said. Pyrrhus needed to join the war, and the bow and arrows needed to be used. So Philoctetes is the one that slays Prince Paris. Odysseus, however, using his clever mind, his trickster ways, comes up with the plan of the Trojan horse, which is plain and simple. The Greeks are going to abandon camp. They're going to leave a big wooden structure of a horse with men inside. And the plan is quite simple. They use Sinon the Greek, they leave him behind to pretend like he was abandoned and explain to the Trojan warriors and King Priam that the Greeks had surrendered and they left this Trojan horse behind as a sacrifice or a gift to the gods for a safe journey home. And then the plan is really that there are Greek warriors hidden inside the horse. Once they bring the horse inside the walls of Troy and everybody goes to sleep, those warriors will jump out and bring Troy down. And Sinon's role, like I said, is just essentially to trick the trick the Trojans into thinking that the Trojan horse is actually just a sacrifice to the gods. What happens to Lycaon? He doesn't believe that the Trojan horse is a sacrifice, so he throws his spear into it, where two monsters emerge from the sea and essentially kill him right in front of the Trojans' eyes, and that makes them believe that the Trojan horse is actually not a trick. The war ends with the Greeks bringing down Troy. The plan works, and it kind of ends really savagely with Pyrrhus essentially throwing Hector's son off of the walls. It's if you flip to page, let's see, you flip to page 92 and 93, or you scroll to page 92 and 93 in the reading, it kind of narrates Philoctetes seeing Pyrrhus on top of the city walls, holding a child, displaying it to a crowd of cheering Greeks below, and then dropping the child, which we're believed to think is Hector's child, off the walls. And that's significant because Hector is the man that Pyrrhus's father killed. So Achilles' son kills Hector's son. So that's kind of the meaning and thought behind that. It's pretty much the war is over, and now we are going to get into Odysseus and his voyage home. He's been gone for 10 long years, and he has quite a journey ahead of him after the war. So I hope this kind of helped summarize and put things into perspective for you.